today, right now, is the perfect time for you to start that YouTube channel. Welcome back to another video here on Cinematic Diaries, and you heard it here first. You heard it here right. It is the truth. Right now is the perfect time for you or someone you know to start that YouTube channel. The YouTube channel that you've been wanting to make forever, but you haven't because you're lazy, or you don't have time, or you don't know what to do, or one of those or something else. But I'm here to tell you right now, it is totally possible because you don't have that excuse anymore. You have time. I guarantee you, more than likely, right now, you have more time than you ever have before. And that's because we're in quite possibly one of the weirdest scenarios we've ever faced. Ever. I have never experienced, I'm 30 years old, and I've never experienced anything like what's happening in our world today. With that said, also, I hope that you are doing well and that you and your loved ones are healthy and not ill or anything like that. And if you are, best wishes to you. We are going to get through this. If you're not, then more than likely you're, what's the word I'm looking for? More than likely you are at home, not out in the world doing the things that you normally do because you were told don't go do those things, stay home. You getting what I'm laying down there? So start YouTube now. What does that mean? What does that look like? Why would you start a YouTube channel to begin with? If you haven't already seen the video I made a couple of months ago of starting a YouTube channel in 2020, I'm gonna encourage you to check that video out. I'm gonna link it here. Yeah, here-ish, I think, on this side. I'm gonna link it there. Go check that out after this one. I'm gonna summarize some things that I dove into details in that video. So we're right here at the end of March, beginning of April, and we're already over a quarter of the way through 2020, which is crazy, but we're in the midst of something that I don't think any of us have ever experienced before. It's very unique, and with that comes a set of circumstances that prevents us from doing our normal daily activities. So you're stuck at home, you're doing things at home, whatever the case may be, but that is opening the door for you to have free time potentially. While you might still be working remotely, you know, you're not having to travel. You're not going to the normal places that you normally go to, whether it's a restaurant or a bar or church or whatever the case may be. You're staying from home. So it's giving you a little bit more free time. And you have knowledge. Along with the time, you've got knowledge. There's something that you've got an expertise about, something that you have a talent with or in that you could make into a video. And you could post that on YouTube, and you could start that YouTube channel that you've been wanting to do. And you could hit the ground running. This is the perfect time to do that. So starting that YouTube channel, what does that look like? Like I said, you have the time now, so that's not really an excuse for most of us, I would say. And you have a skill set or knowledge or something that you can put into a video and you can share it with others. The second thing is, if you aren't quite sure, but you want to start the YouTube channel, but you're not really sure what to do or where to go, I would encourage you to think about, write out, make a list of all of your skills and all of the passions and hobbies that you partake in on a regular basis. Let's say hypothetically that you are a mechanic and you have a skill set in fixing cars, maybe specifically old cars. And let's just say you have a garage and you've got 5 or 6 different old cars that you're working on and you're trying to fix and you're trying to create and build up and get running and fix and all of that. You could make a YouTube channel just off of that. Let's just say hypothetically you really love grilling. You could make a YouTube channel specifically about grilling, and you're grilling chicken, you're grilling kebabs, you're grilling steaks and shrimp and yada yada yada, and you're sharing different unique recipes and ingredients and things with the viewers, things that people would have as would see as valuable and they would want to try themselves. And that's kind of the third thought when it comes to starting a YouTube channel, is value. And I can't stress that enough. Every time I sit down to create a video at this point is, how is this going to give value to the person that's on the receiving end? For years, Switchfoot was my favorite band. They're still my favorite band. And back in like 2008 and 9, they were doing what was called the podcast, and that was their vlogs at the time. Vlog wasn't even around. It wasn't a term that was used, and so they called it the video podcast. And it was just behind the scenes of them on their tour. And I found interest in that. Now, granted, it wasn't value to me, but I loved them as a band, and I wanted to see more. So I watched that. A couple of years ago, I was just making vlogs. I wasn't really giving value to anyone. that was watching. Maybe my mom or some family members would enjoy it, and it was entertaining to them because they were kind of getting to see behind the scenes of my life and my, it wasn't interesting for a broader audience. For most of us, that's not really where we are. We're not that band that everyone wants to see the behind the scenes to, if that makes sense. Now, if you are in a band, and I would encourage you to do that. Like if you're in a really popular band, go for it. Make that YouTube channel about behind the scenes, and yeah. But the number one thing to think about is value. How can you, as an individual, create value for other people? And specifically in the time that we're in right now, there's a lot of people that are struggling. They're struggling financially, they're struggling psychologically and emotionally, and they need encouragement. And there's something that you have that you can give to them, maybe something that they don't even know that they need, that when they see that video, they're going to receive that value and that encouragement. And kind of a sub point to that is to understand that it's not about you. Now, let's just say hypothetically you're a famous person that people already know you from some other source of social network, like maybe you're a big Instagrammer or TikToker or whatever. You could probably build a YouTube channel just of you vlogging or whatever, and people are going to watch that, right? But if you're kind of a nobody Joe like myself, like you kind of have to be strategic in what you're sharing, especially if you want that YouTube channel to grow. I can't just make vlogs every day and expect people, like, I can't make a video called "You'll never believe what he did." Like, no one knows who he is and no one cares. And that's that sub point there, is like, no one really cares about you. I know that's a tough news to hear, but they care about themselves. We all care about ourselves. Subconsciously, we're all selfish, and we want something from whatever it is that we're consuming. And that's the mindset that you have to take, is whenever you're creating those videos, what is it that I'm going to be giving to someone that they're going to walk away from that video with new information, fresh perspective, encouragement, whatever the case may be. I have to think about those things because that's got to be my strategy. And then a fourth point would be to figure out your goals. If you want to start a YouTube channel today, right now, because it's the perfect time, you got to write down your goals. You have to figure out what are the things that you want to do today, tomorrow, through the next week, and then next month. Where do you want to see yourself in 6 months, in a year? And build systems that lead to those goals. Don't just do random things and hope that those goals become accomplished. Set up systems as you go along. Say, I know I have time to make 3 videos a week. For myself right now, I'm working limited hours at this chiropractic office than what I normally would. And we're doing okay financially, but I'm taking advantage of the time I have now to create more videos. So for instance, this channel, my goal is to make at least 1 to 2 videos per week. I know I have time to do that. For a couple of my other channels, it's 3 and 4 videos. I'm just trying to take advantage of the time. Whereas before, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, if I had the time to make a video for this channel, I would. But it wasn't high on the list of priority because there were other things that were priority, and that's okay. You're gonna find that as you go along. So those are 4 little things right there. Number 1, recognize that you do have time now. More than likely, there's some of you that you're like, I do not have time, man. Like I'm more busy than I ever have been, and that's okay. Just save this video for later when you do have time. But if you do have time, think about it. You do have time. Look at your schedule, figure out when you can make videos and how you can start this, and then make it happen. And then the second thing is, as you are wanting to build a YouTube channel, figure out what your passion is. What is it that I have a hobby in and a passion in and a skill set in, and how can I turn that into a YouTube video, right? And then the third thing is, how is that going to give value to the viewer? And then lastly, write down those goals and then create systems out of that. Those would be the 4 things I would do if I were wanting to start a YouTube channel today. Those are the things I would think about, and those are the things I would make happen. But I think that's everything that I have. If you're getting value out of this video, let me know down in the comments below. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new here and you want to see more just like that. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear your thoughts. And what are some things that you want to see, some things that you want to know, and we can just dive into it together. I'm experimenting and exploring with this channel as well. While this is not a new channel, there are a limited number of videos that I have on here. I've only got 50 subscribers at the moment, but I'm working at growing that because I do see this as a potential future profession and would want to continue going down that road, even if it did not yield those results. I enjoy making videos. I have a passion for it. I enjoy this content, and I'm going to keep doing it as well. So find whatever that is, and today, here at the end of March, the beginning of April, start your YouTube channel. That one thing that you've been wanting to do, that you've been putting off, start it now.